Hello my friends and welcome to a new video. Today we will look to an old game that got some wonderful updates on Steam. I will not review the game. We all know that it is an unmissable point-and-click adventure. I only want to present you how well these developers are still supporting their games after more than 25 years. Broken Sword 2 was released back in 1997 and is regarded as one of the best point-and-click adventures. The game was remastered in 2010 for modern systems, and this is the version that got a massive update a few days ago. Initially, the remastered version from 2010 was limited in terms of the support for widescreen resolutions, offering some options, but all having the black bars we are used with when playing games in 4:3 aspect ratio on a widescreen.
How come? I was made a scapegoat to cover up.
If in the case of all 3D games, it is usually possible to easily add support for widescreen resolutions because they are rendered in real time, the 2D games from the era are locked in the 4:3 aspect ratio because they use backgrounds, which can only be scratched on widescreen, which would destroy the look of the game. So, usually the accepted solution is to use black bars left and right of the screen to keep the aspect ratio.
In art and history. A little out of my field of experience, monsieur. If he'd been a serial killer or a sodomite, I might have been able to help.
Broken Sword 2 is in a league of its own. The producers are showing a lot of love for their old games, and they are keep them up to date. And now, because they still had the original art used when producing the game in 1997, and because the original game has a lot of scenes with very long background artwork that was intended to make the streets and location that George and Nico are walking around in feel more continuous, they were able to do a pretty cool and unique for this kind of old adventure games update.
Now I had one primed up and ready to use extinguisher. With a well-aimed squirt of his soda fountain, our unshakable hero saved the day. Now it was time to start looking for Nico.
They now offer a new full-screen experience that in most places can actually cater to new aspect ratios, within reason. Some areas do include original artwork that was made to size exactly at 4:3, especially in enclosed locations, and for those areas they are still included very tasteful standard black sidebars.
Well, I figured someone at the university would be able to help. So I had a word with one of my girlfriends, and she told me her boyfriend was a lecturer.
Lee's gallery had
As you see, this looks really good, and I am very happy that I am able to play again this fantastic game in such an upgraded state. But this is not all. They also added achievements, another reason to replay the game. This update also reduced the file size for the game with over 14%, so the two full CDs from the 90s are now occupying much less space, at the same time offering better graphics. All movies have been recompressed using a more efficient way, but the big one was the intro movie. You see, the intro movie is special, as it is the only video file that contains localized graphics. Previously, that meant that they had to provide a separate movie file for each language, 7 different rendered movies. That's crazy. Now they have only one rendered movie and they draw graphics over the localized bits. And it means the graphics are actually sharper with higher resolutions, and it saves tons of space.
analogous to me.
This was extracted from the release notes published on Steam. The document is a pleasant read and trip to the way the games were developed back in the day and how now Revolution Software managed to optimize the use of existing assets.
Yes, very rapouche. Rapouche, hideous.
The menu and interface are updated. No more tiny user interface. The fonts are bigger and easy to read, even on big monitors. The game now supports cloud saves, which means that you can play on your big monitor at home and then continue the game from where you left on when using the Steam Deck. Because yes, now the game was verified by the developers and it is compatible with the Steam Deck. Way to go! And before you ask, they are already working on updating the first Broken Sword also. Go give this game a try, even if it is the first time you are hearing about it. But also, if you want to feed your childhood nostalgia if you did play this masterpiece back in the day.
What do you make of this news cutting?
Orphanage supplied fast food chain?
No, it's the article above that.
Oh! Total eclipse of the sun. Well, that's very dull in comparison. I don't know anything about eclipses.
I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Certainly, sir. I'd be most happy to oblige.
You're English?
These days, one prefers to think of oneself as European.
Sure. Whatever you say.
And how precisely may one assist you, sir?
Have you heard of Professor Oubier?
Of course. His name is synonymous with Mayan art. A number of these artifacts were supplied by Oubier himself.
Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you like the video, please leave a like, share and comment. It means so much for my small channel. If you want more content like this, do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.